Spider-Man Brand New Day is the fourth installment in the MCU Spider-Man saga, and it's got everyone excited to see what's in store for not only Spider-Man, but the other characters involved with the film who will be seen alongside Spidey for the first time on the big screen. The biggest one, literally, is the Hulk, a character with a lot of turmoil in the MCU. I can't think of any other MCU character people are more disappointed with than Hulk, but that's not the main focus here. I want to give my thoughts on Hulk's inclusion in Brand New Day, and where he could go from here. As to what Hulk, or more so Bruce Banner's role will be in the movie, is still up in the air, but after the first trailer, there is a general idea of what's happening here. Evidently, Peter is going through a mutation of sorts, and seeks Bruce Banner for help, as he seems like someone who would know a lot about mutating and transformations. He's also likely the only super smart guy within Peter's vicinity at the moment. Essentially, he's the Dr. Connors of this story, and I like that. An actual interaction between Bruce and Peter in the MCU is long overdue, and this is a great way to go about it. Thanks to some merchandise leaks for the film, it's all but confirmed that Savage Hulk is returning. Last we saw Bruce in the MCU was during She-Hulk, where he was still Smart Hulk, but not permanently, as he developed a gamma inhibitor that allows him to switch between Big Green and Puny Human. Banner can be seen with the device in the trailer, so it's still up and running, but what would cause him to revert back to Savage Hulk? And how would the film handle the ramifications of Banner basically kicking Hulk out of his own body? I've always thought that the MCU Hulk persona ceased to exist in Endgame, because that is clearly Banner. There doesn't seem to be an inkling of Hulk, and it's all the more proven during the scene where the Ancient One kicks his astral projection out of Smart Hulk. Who came out the other side? Banner. There's a deleted scene from Infinity War where it's shown that Banner and Hulk worked it out, but here it's implied Banner did everything himself.
I put the brains and the brawn together. Best of both worlds.
So unless it's been said anywhere else that this was a mutual thing, you gotta imagine Hulk's pretty upset, having been shut away for quite a long time. But let's be realistic, this is a big movie that's not even focused on Hulk, so unless this film has a lengthy runtime, I can't imagine it going into how all that works. Savage Hulk reemergence may be a result of a dire situation, where Banner could be so angry it overrides his inhibitor, or the machine gets broken. And She-Hulk, we got a brief look at what happens when the inhibitor is damaged, and Bruce's transformation looks a little too savage, so that may just be what could trigger it. There is a big rumor that Grey Hulk is going to appear. If that's the case, then perhaps another way Bruce goes awry is by one of the villains spiking his gamma blood. On the topic of Grey Hulk, it's been a big thing going around since Hulk was speculated to appear, and I honestly wouldn't want to see that and hope it's not true. Judging by the merchandise, it doesn't appear to be, but you never know. Marvel hides and misdirects all the time. The reason why I wouldn't want Grey Hulk to appear is simply that I'd like to see the actual Grey Hulk show up in the film, not just a surface level callback. If it happens, then I hope it's cool enough. If not, then it's fine by me. I feel it's also important to bring up if Hulk here will retain his speech from Thor Ragnarok. It sucks that this was the only time we saw Hulk properly do Hulk speak. I would have liked to see what the rest of the team back on Earth would have thought of this new speaking Hulk in Infinity War. Maybe Hulk's been dormant for so long, he just goes back to his brutish ways. If Sadie Sink is playing Jean Grey in the film, what if she uses her abilities to help clear Hulk's mind, easing his anger toward Banner, and helping him come to his senses in a way, leading Hulk back to how we last saw him? I could see that happening, but as with stuff like this, we'll just have to wait and see. And while I'm eager to see what Hulk will have to do here, I don't think his role will be big enough to help Peter in the third act. More so, he's likely a second act issue with an awesome set piece that gets resolved so Peter can focus on the important part of the movie. One last thing to mention is the idea of whether Hulk will remember Peter Parker as Spider-Man. This is commonly speculated while attaching this page from the comic, Immortal Hulk Great Responsibility. I don't think that's the case, as neither Bruce or Hulk have interacted with Spider-Man. The closest we got to it was Infinity War, when Bruce was there during the arrival of Ebony Maw and Cole Obsidian, and mentioning Spider-Man. They could explain that in between Infinity War and Endgame, he learned enough about Peter and that somehow transferred to Hulk. As to how Hulk wasn't affected by the spell, it could be explained by the persona not being conscious or active during the time Banner was under control. At this point in the books, Hulk's connection to the One Below All just automatically made him above petty magic like memory wiping spells, and Hulk has shown a general resistance to magic many times. I don't think the film will go that route, so the former may be the case if that's what happens. Outside of Brand New Day, I wonder where this leads Hulk. We know he won't be in Doomsday, or at least a big part of it. The same goes for Spider-Man, as both are obviously occupied for this film. What could Hulk's role be in Secret Wars, or for the reboot on the horizon? I really have no idea what Banner and Hulk could be doing in Secret Wars, beyond the basic necessity of being a member trying to help resolve the situation like everyone else. Maybe lifting a giant mountain? There was a supposed leaked concept art of either Doomsday or Secret Wars that depicts a Hulk village from presumably Battleworld. Even if this is true, it is concept art, so it could very well not make it into the final film. But that's an interesting idea. I can't help but wonder if there's more to Hulk being a brand new day. Surely someone else could have been chosen, right? I know I had made the Dr. Connors comparison, and that fits well for Hulk, but is that the only reason he was chosen? A part of me is coping with the fact that this is a test to see how well audiences care about Hulk, specifically Savage Hulk. As it's been said, Marvel wants to move away from Smart Hulk. All of that could very well be nothing but gamma copium, so even if this isn't some way to drum up interest for a potential Hulk film in the rebooted MCU, I'm still going to see and hopefully enjoy whatever Hulk's got to offer in Brand New Day and his future film appearances.